Hello everyone. We are now going into RRSP season. So now, in this particular time, a lot of Canadians are contemplating how much RRSP they're gonna buy to help them for the coming tax season. So until March 1 ang RRSP season. So any RRSP you buy until March 1, makikredit pa yun for tax year 2021. Me personally, I am an avid fan of investments. I love investments, and as much as possible, I participate in almost every form of investments. Yung liquid investments meaning yung mawi-withdraw mo anytime. Okay, hindi siya naka-locked in. Kasi wala pa akong mortgage, so most of the times I'm liquid. So, yung mga extra cash ko, pinapasok ko sa mga different investments like stocks, mga cryptocurrencies, and nag-online trading din ako. But if there's one thing in common sa lahat ng mga investments ko, that is, I don't keep any investments in a bank. Right? And there's a very good reason for that. And I'm quite opposite to other people. A lot of people put their money in the bank. Me, I try to stay away from the bank when in forms of investments. Ang banks ginagamit ko for utang. Right? They offer really good rates sa mga loans, mga credit cards. But when it comes to investing, me as a tax advisor and also a broker of finance, there are so many good vehicles for investments. Ang daming pwedeng paglagyan ng investment which can provide the clients better growth and more security to the client and the family. So yun yung topic natin ngayon. We're gonna talk about segregated funds. So just stay tuned and you're gonna learn a lot from this amazing investment. Okay, a lot of people are not familiar with this type of investments. Segregated funds are only exclusive for insurance companies. So, insurance company lang pwede magbenta nito. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a life insurance. This is an investment na insured. Okay? Lahat ng products sa insurance companies are insured. What do we mean insured? So, characteristics ng segregated funds is it has creditor protection, it can bypass probate, and also certain level of guarantees. So, let's tackle them one by one. Okay, first is creditor protection. So, kahit sino pa yung pinagkakautangan nyo, kahit gaano pa kadami yung credit cards nyo, even CRA cannot touch your segregated funds. A lot of people don't realize that most savings in the banks, walang creditor protection yun. God forbids, mag-declare ka ng bankruptcy o di kaya mamatay. All your savings can be utilized as payment for your debts. Kung mayroon kang car loan and then God forbids namatay ka, most likely wala nang maiiwanan dun sa pamilya. Right? Kasi mahal nga yung car loan compared dun sa investments mo. Segregated funds, on the other hand, it can provide you enough peace of mind kasi yung pera mo para lang talaga sa'yo tsaka sa pamilya mo. If there's any contingency, mamatay ang client, hindi yan paghati-hatian ng mga pinagkakautangan natin. So, I love that feature. Second characteristic of segregated funds, it can bypass probate. What is a probate? Probate is a court process actually, of transferring your assets from the deceased individual to the family members. For example, pag namatay ako, so gagawin ng court, pagkukumpul-kumpulin lahat ng mga assets ko, then ipapasa dun sa mga anak ko. So tawag nun, probate process. So that process is not free. May bayad yun. But the problem with probate process though, it can even extend to some other fees like legal fees, executor fees, and accounting fees, which is yun yung mahal. In fact, in this example, with 200,000 dapat ng wealth na ipapasa dun sa pamilya, 15,000 of it, fees lang. So kung ako yung namatayan, gagamitin ko na lang yung 15,000 na yan kasi ibabayad lang sa mga fees, di ba? And at the same time, probate process can also take very long, sometimes up to 2 years. Kasi it's a court process eh. Di mo pwedeng madaliin yung court, di ba? May schedule silang fina-follow. So, ask yourself, would you want your family to undergo such lengthy and costly procedure? With segregated funds, regardless kung pataas ng pataas yung probate fees, it is probate fee exempt. Right? So, hindi na siya dadaan ng court. It will be passed along to your beneficiaries within few weeks. Sometimes even 2 weeks. Based on my experience, I had a client who died last COVID. Some of them have segregated funds, some wala. Yung may segregated funds within 2 weeks, nandun yung pera sa pamilya nila. While yung wala, yung mga pera na sa bangko, in fact, I know someone na until now, hindi pa natanggap yung pera, almost 2 years na. Imagine that. That's how lengthy it is. Number 3 benefits, guarantees. Guarantees against market fluctuations. So just imagine, what if yung mag-retire ka na sana, mayroon na namang recession or another pandemic that would result in a market meltdown? Are you willing na malugi yung investments mo? So, or what if we die and then pangit yung market? Ano na mangyari sa investments mo? That is why having guarantees should be the vital feature of a successful investing. Because I have this philosophy in life na kung hindi man ako kumita sa mga investments ko, at least I never lose anything from it as well. With typical investments in the market right now, such as mutual funds and ETF, wala yung underlying guarantees against market fluctuations. So pag bumagsak yung market, lunod pati investments mo. So let me illustrate to you ano yung guarantee na pinagsasabi ko. For example, what if you have 100,000 RSP in the bank in the form of mutual fund? Then upon retirement, biglang nagka-recession. Ang value ng investments mo, 75,000. So you will retire with 75,000. Kasi wala siyang guarantee against market fluctuations. So the same philosophy pag namatay ang client, then bagsak yung market, right? Imagine yung namatay sa COVID last year, noong 2020 na bumagsak yung market. Magkano lang yung value ng mga investments nila? So your inheritance will be 75,000 minus taxes, creditors, and probate fees. But with segregated funds, it has guarantees against market fluctuations up to 100%. So in this example, the initial investment is 100,000, and yung pangit yung market nung nag-retire ang client, biglang bumagsak. Right? If it's 100% guaranteed, then the retirement fund would be 100,000, zero loss. And another wonderful feature of the segregated funds is the client has the ability to reset the maturity guarantee. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, what if your investment mo 100,000? And then after 5 years, tumaas siya, naging 150,000. Maganda yung performance ng market. Then the client may now exercise the reset. Okay? So, pag in-exercise niyo yung reset niya, ang bago niyang guarantee will be 150,000. So, pag retire ng client, even if pangit ang market, or pag namatay ang client, and then the market is really bad, lumubog yung investment, the family will receive the 150,000. So, with segregated funds, the client may have the chance to exercise the reset every single year. So, in that way, nababank in ng client yung tubo ng market. Isn't it amazing? So, saan natin gagamitin yung segregated funds? You can use it as savings, emergency fund, or TFSA. Bakit? Because these particular savings don't have creditor protection. God forbids, pag nag-bankruptcy ang client or namatay, the investment will be utilized as payment for taxes, credit cards, line of credits, or any other loans. Your family may not get anything, right? Kung mas malaki pa utang mo kasi investments mo, wala matatanggap ang pamilya mo. So, let me ask you, are your savings really for your family or for the bank as payment for your debts? So, solution, transfer your savings to segregated funds to protect against creditors. How about RSP? It's one of the most popular investment kasi nga nakakadagdag ng refund. Okay. Most RSPs don't have guarantee on retirement or death. You might retire with losing investments pag pangit ang market, or your family may inherit a losing investments. So what if you pass away and the market is bad? Are you willing to let your family inherit a losing investment? The one limitations of all investors is we cannot control the investment market. So solution, transfer your RRSP to segregated funds to protect against unexpected market crash. How about growth? Segregated funds may have even better growth than what you can have in the banks. Why? Because yung mga investments natin, hindi libre yun. May fees, yung tawag nun management fee and operating fees. The related fees and costs are normally deducted from the growth. So let's analyze. How about the banks? Imagine how many branches the banks have and gaano kadami yung mga empleyado nila. Compared to the insurance company na probably one head office per country or per city, and then few employees lang. So which one is more costly, right? So the higher the cost, the lesser the growth. We want a better growth of your investments? Solution, transfer it to segregated funds. Growth is more concentrated based on the portfolio you will select. So minimize yung fees nakakoncentrate sa talagang benefits ng client, especially yung guarantee at saka probate fee exemption and creditor protection. And another advantage of segregated funds is because you have now an active advisor. What do you mean by that? If you have investments in the banks or some other insurance companies, right, you may not have an active advisor. So in the bank, you may have a customer representative, or with insurance companies, you might have in sales agents. Okay? So in the past 5 years, ilang beses na bumagsak yung market, ilang beses gumanda yung market. If your insurance advisors never bother to call you, text you, email you about the updates of the market and in relation to your investments, what made you sure in the next 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, they're going to do the same thing? right? So let me do the honor of being your active advisor. I will give you yearly updates on your investments and any particular changes of the market, and also I will assist you on regular inquiries, even your withdrawals. So if I may summarize, segregated funds, you can maximize your growth without taking too much risk. You can have peace of mind month after month that your investments are properly protected. It will also allow you to transfer your RSP, TFSA, savings, and any locked-in pension. And this one has no mandatory withdrawal. You can start at $50 per month and you can stop anytime, walang penalty. And wala ding restrictions on withdrawal. You can withdraw anytime with no penalty. So with all the wonderful features of segregated funds such as creditor protection, bypass probate, 100% guarantee, competitive growth, and most importantly with me as your active advisor, you can be rest assured that your investment is really working for you and not for anybody else. Okay, before I end, let me just share you this true testimony from one of my clients. So, namatay yung asawa niya, 62 years old. May pera naman sa bangko, 196,000. Combination of RSP, TFSA, and some savings. Alam mo ba kung magkano nakuha ni Mrs.? So, before niya nakuha, binawasan mo na ng outstanding taxes. May dalawa silang car loan nakapangalan sa asawa niya. Okay, may credit cards, may line of credits, then yung probate fees, tsaka yung mga probate-related fees like lawyer and accountant. Alam mo magkano nakuha ni Mrs.? 66,000 na lang. Nung pinakita ko sa kanya yung segregated funds, halos maluha siya na mayroon palang investments na protected talaga yung pera nila. I am a father of 5 children. It is my responsibility as a parent to protect them. Either I'm alive or I'm dead, which is why for that reason, I don't have any investments in the bank. The only money I have in the bank is my checking account. Kasi nga wala siyang guarantee. God forbids, anong mangyari sa akin kinabukasan, I know for the fact that I'm rest assured na ang lahat ng pera ko mapapasa dun sa asawa ko na walang bawas. May car loan kaya ako. Hindi kaya to mura yung van na dinadrive ko. So, kung magkataon na mangyari sa akin, wala na matira dun. Pangbayad lang sa car loan. So, how about you? Are you just going to ignore this video or you will take control now of your finances? The reason why I'm sharing these wonderful investments, kasi nga, eye-opener talaga sa akin nung pandemic, right? Again, as I mentioned, 6 of my clients died with COVID. You know, the succession of assets to the relatives and the family members was easier and more streamlined sa segregated funds. Me, I always tell my client na the greatest risk of investments is not the market. The market will go down but it will pick up. The greatest risk of investment is dying. Pag namatay kasi tayo, that's it. That's the end of the line. Pero ang problem kasi, many forms of investments, napaka-complicated pag namatay ang client. And yun yung solution ng segregated funds is actually help the family members grieve properly. Hindi nila poproblemahin yung mga assets na ipapasa sa kanila. Right? Yung bahay and other non-liquid assets, yeah, matatagalan yun. Pero at least yung mga investments, yung mga liquid investments, diretso na sana sa family members. So, yung sinatawag natin na sa huli ang pagsisisi. Ang problema kasi, kapag nangyari yun, pagsisihan mo man, wala na, lumulutang-lutang na yung kaluluwa mo. Diba? It's too late to go back. So while maaga pa, that's why I have this urge to share these wonderful investments. Kasi, again, as I go back to my clients na namatay during COVID, I don't want you to suffer same as how their family suffered. Okay? Nag-suffer pa sila emotionally, then nag-suffer pa sila mentally. Madyan kaka-stress yung court process na yan. Ang daming papeles. Then, you're gonna subject your family to too much hassle. Maawa naman kayo. Kaya ako talaga wala akong pera sa bangko. And for that reason, okay? If probate fee exempt lang sana lahat ng investment sa bangko, yeah, I would keep them there. Pero hindi eh. So, think about it. So, thank you for watching this video. And if you wanna ask more information, please feel free to book an appointment. Okay? Tax season is coming and talk to you soon.